Hi, everybody, and welcome into Cougar Field as we get ready for baseball here on a Tuesday, gorgeous Tuesday afternoon in Santa Clarita as College of the Canyons trying to finish out their season and get themselves to the playoffs, taking on Citrus College here today. I'm Matt Robinson, happy to have you along with us as per usual here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, so we said the Cougars trying to finish out their year. Right now 12-6 in conference play, 21-14 overall during the regular season. They're 4 games back of Glendale, so there's no chance of catching them right now in the Western States Conference South standings. The good news is that they still have a chance to try and catch up to LA Valley College, who's 13-5 right now, would need some help from some of their opposition during the regular season to see them surpass LA Valley for second in the Western States Conference South. As you look at it right now, LA Valley this week is actually taking on Glendale. So good luck, good break of sorts for COC as Glendale right now 16-2 in conference play. Of course, the last time the Cougars played here, they played Glendale and won a 16-15 11-inning thriller and a walk-off and a 3-1 home run from Andrew Allenson in the 11th inning. So certainly Glendale, a beatable team, but you like your chances if you're COC taking on a Citrus team who's 5-13 in conference play, just 9-27 overall. As the Owls will send Devin Diaz, Jin Hattori, Chad Green, Connor Green, Jordan Sheridan, then Diego Gonzalez, Jared Jenner, Jason Armendariz, we'll get that right, Nicholas Santiago as their starting lineup, facing Malachi Carell as we are underway here in the first inning. For COC, Carell getting the start today. Malachi 4-3 on the year. This will be his 6th start of the season. 30 innings pitched, 34 hits, 14 runs, 13 of those earned, 15 walks, 17 strikeouts. Opposing hitters hitting .293 against him as Devin Diaz stands in as the leadoff hitter and fouls this one back to the screen. Diaz on the season hitting .333 as that pitch misses up. 44 hits and 132 at-bats this year with a home run and 21 runs batted in. 6 doubles and 2 triples for Diaz off the left side out of the leadoff spot as he's got a hitter's count and he works an opening at-bat walk. So leadoff runner aboard here for Citrus. And a tough start for Malachi Carell, who walks Diaz on 5 pitches. First walk of the day issued by Carell. And Jin Hattori will step in. Hattori, the 2-hitter today, batting .261 on a 4-game hitting streak. As Carell will toss over and keep an eye on Diaz, who is one of the bigger threats to run in the Citrus lineup this year. 18 for 21 on the bases this season. And the Cougars have had trouble throwing runners out this year as a group. Collectively, the defense has only caught 9 runners when stealing. As that pitch over for a strike on the outside corner. .38 stolen bases against, 9 caught stealing, so 38 for 47 as a group. As that one gets away from Schwartz, and that's going to allow Diaz to move up to second base. An errant throw in the pickoff play from Malachi Carell that was down in the dirt that Schwartz couldn't dig out. And Citrus going to get a runner in scoring position. Without doing much but walking and just letting the Cougars make a mistake. And so Diaz doesn't even have to steal. He's able to just move ahead on the errant throw. No balls and 1 strike to count here to Hattori, sitting out of the right-handed batter's box. As Carell delivers an off-speed pitch that's over for a strike, makes it 0-2. Hattori 6 for 17 with 5 runs batted in during this little 4-game hitting streak. It's his 10th straight game where he's appeared. As he fouls this one up the first base side. He'd only played 1 game in the previous 7 before this little 10-game streak. Game started just a little bit late. 2:35 in the afternoon. Temp at first pitch, a warm one here at 79 degrees. This one on the ground towards second base, picked up by Charlie Roca. He will throw Hattori out, who does his job on a ground ball to second base, and moves Diaz 90 feet away for Chad Green, who will step in. Defensively for COC today, it's Schwartz at first, Charlie Roca at second, Colin Yeman at short, Andy Ambrose at third, then Dylan Dassick getting the start in left, Jovan Camacho in right, Alex Sepulveda in center with Andrew Allenson behind the dish, working along with Malachi Carell as the battery today. Carell, as we look with a runner on third base, does not have a wild pitch this year. We're going to say it was 79 degrees at first pitch. Should get up into the 80s. Nice warm sunny day in Santa Clarita with a little bit of a breeze at times. Is that one over for a strike to Chad Green? Chad, one of the better hitters in the lineup this year for Citrus, batting .342 on the season. As Carell's off-speed pitch lifted in the air towards deep right. Sepulveda giving chase. Back to the wall. That ball is gone. A 2-run home run for Chad Green. Give him 9 now on the year. And 42 runs batted in. And Citrus jumps out to an early 2-0 lead. So an opposite field home run for Green, who gets smiles and laughs all around from the Citrus dugout. It's 2-0 Owls here in the first with just one away. So leadoff walk, the error, and a 2-run bomb. And Connor Green will step in, batting .395 on the year on an 8-game hitting streak. For Chad, actually, that's his 6th home run of the year. Connor actually has 8 home runs, 41 runs batted in. So for Green, or for Chad, at even 30 RBIs this year. And a good start for Citrus, just about what you exactly would hope for. As now Connor Green standing in, the first baseman. So we said .395 hitter, 45 hits, 10 doubles, 8 home runs, 41 runs batted in. The slugging percentage at .693 this year. The on base a little low though at .471 as he's walked 14 times and struck out 26 times on the year. It's a 2-2 count here from Malachi Carell, who will deliver a fastball on the outside corner that's fouled away. And we'll stay at 2-2. For Chad Green, the 6th home run of the year. Extends his hitting streak to 6 games. He's been on a cooling trend as of late. He was hot in February, hit .381, but cooled off to .303 in March and .289 so far in the month of April, but that certainly will turn things around. As it's a full count here to Connor Green. Carell's 3-2, lifted in the air on the right side in the infield. Schwartz will make the play in foul territory for the second out here of the first inning. So 2 down, Jordan Sheridan. Trying to start something with 2 away, hitting .284 on the year. 2 doubles, 15 runs batted in. This is 21st start of the season. It's the right fielder facing Carell. We'll foul this one off to the left. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 2-0 here in the first, 2 away. 2-run home run for Chad Green. The only hit of the inning so far, given up by Malachi Carell, but comes after walking the leadoff batter, Devin Diaz. That ball nearly hits Sheridan. So a 3-1 count here to Sheridan. Correll struggling with the left-handed bats right now, as he did the same thing to Diaz, and he walked Sheridan on 5 pitches. Second walk issued. So you look for Correll, walks the lefty and Devin Diaz, excuse me. And then walks the left-handed hitting Jordan Sheridan. So we go back to a right-hander in Diego Gonzalez, who will step in, the catcher today. Hitting .323 on the year. Takes a called strike. I don't know, something interesting to keep an eye on as we continue on here. As Correll, at least in the strike zone against the righties, but has thrown 8 balls to 2 strikes on 10 pitches to lefties so far here early on. Now still just the first inning with 2 away. So 1-1 count here to Gonzalez. Sheridan not a real threat to run. Is this one chopped towards short? Yeaman comes in, able to toss it to second base. They cut down Sheridan as Diego Gonzalez on with a fielder's choice, but the inning is over. 2 runs, 1 hit. An error and nobody left on base. Half an inning in the books. 2-0 in favor of Citrus. It's the bottom half coming up here for COC. For the Cougars today, the lineup going to be a little bit different than maybe we're used to in a couple of spots, but mostly something, if you've joined us for Cougar baseball this year, that you've pretty much seen all year long, as Jovan Camacho, the center fielder, will lead things off. Then Charlie Roca in the 2 spot, followed by Andrew Allenson, the hero from the other day, last Thursday, against Glendale in the 3 spot. Andy Ambrose, who's been a monster in the month of March. We'll talk about him more. And really into the month of April. He's in the 4 spot today. Alex Sepulveda batting 5th and playing right field. Jake Schwartz, the 3rd baseman, in the 6th spot. Colin Yeaman, the shortstop, in the 7th spot. Ryan Camacho, the DH, batting 8th. And Dylan Dasick getting the start today. The left fielder batting 9th, as they will face Aiden Taylor getting the start for Citrus today. Taylor, it'll be his 6th start of the year. He's 0-3 with a .962 earned run average and 33 2/3 innings. Has given up 42 runs, 36 of them earned, 11 walks, and 24 strikeouts. Opposing hitters hitting a monster .394 against him this year, so it's kind of been a struggle. His last appearance was on the 15th against Glendale, a loss. He went 2 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. Walked 2 and struck out 5, but looking to try and get right here against COC. Cougars will start things off with Jovan Camacho here in the 1st. Camacho, .319, has reached safely in 16 straight. On the season, 45 hits, 11 doubles, 2 triples, 15 runs batted in, and he is a ball magnet as he has been hit this year. The 2nd most in the state of California. 22 times he's been hit with a baseball while at the plate, which is rather ridiculous when you think about it. But it's an absolute ball magnet up there as he works here against the lefty Taylor. Swings and lines this one down the line and right, just foul. One knock on Jovan this year at the plate, 29 strikeouts. Out of your leadoff spot, not necessarily what you'd like to see, but does so much more to help out the club. Plays a solid center field as he's well ahead in the count right now. Takes a called strike. It'll be 3-2 here to the leadoff hitter in the home half of the 1st inning in Jovan Camacho. This one, 2-hopper towards second. Santiago will pick it up and fire it to first. 1 away. Defensively, Connor Green at first. Santiago at second. Armendariz at short. Hattori at third, Jenner in left, Diaz in center, Sheridan in right with Gonzalez behind the dish working with Taylor. 4-3 for the first out, one away, and Charlie Rocca will step in. 315 on the year for Charlie. 45 hits, 7 doubles, 2 home runs, 30 runs batted in as he takes a called strike. Running on a little 3-game hitting streak, was 1 for 3 on Saturday against Glendale. A couple of walks, a couple of runs scored. As he faces Taylor, takes that pitch out and away. 1-1 the count. This one lined over the leaping Santiago out into the gap in right center. Just a single base hit. And Sheridan able to cut it off and keep Rocca at first, but the Cougars with a runner aboard and 1 away. It's a good swing that time from Charlie Rocca, and it'll bring us Andrew Allenson with 1 down and a runner on. Allenson had that 3-run home run in the 11th inning the other day against Glendale. Busted out of an 0 for 9 slump in that game. Was 5 for 7 with a walk-off 3-run home run in the 11th. Couple of doubles, 4 runs batted in. He scored 4 times. He's hitting .398 on the year, 45 hits and 113 at-bats with 8 doubles, 6 home runs, 29 RBIs. He's 30th in the state in batting average at .398 this year. Had 9 hits in the last 2 games against Glendale. So he's kind of come out of that little slump he was running on. Remember early in the year he was fighting a hamstring injury, missed 6 straight games after pulling up a little limp after a base hit in an early game during the year here at Cougar Field. But has come on as of late here in the month of April. March was real solid for him, 417 in March. Just about right there right now in the month of April, 315 or 395 in April. Home runs in each 2 and 14 RBIs last month. There's 10 so far this month, but 3 more games to go as he's got a good hitter's count here at 3-0. Takes a big hack, waves through an off-speed pitch, a changeup just on the inside, makes it 3-1. Rocca 4th in the conference in batting average this year at .398. So they'll pick over to first to keep Rocca close. Cougars don't steal much. Rocca 1 for 2 on the bases this year. Citrus has struggled to throw base runners out, though. They've allowed 74 stolen bases this season as Allenson misses on another off-speed pitch. And a 3-2 count here from Taylor. Opposing team 74 for 86 against Citrus this season on the bases. Although I don't think Chris Cota is going to put anything on with Allenson and Ambrose coming up, as they can easily tie it with 1 swing of the bat as this one ripped up the third base line. Fouls. We'll do it again at 3-2. As a group this year, the Cougars just 32 stolen bases in 37 attempts. The lineup really has been the story for them this season, as they've shown time and time again that they can hit in big spots, as this one fouled back and it'll get out of play. So we'll do it again at 3-2. Allenson this year, 10 walks, 22 strikeouts. As Taylor would like a punch out or a ground ball, try and get himself out of the trouble. Instead, Allenson will work a walk as he battles to a 3-2 count and gets the Cougars runners on first and second for Andy Ambrose.
Let's go, Andy. Stay hot, kid.
So Allenson works a one-out walk. The Cougars with runners on first and second. And the monster that is Andy Amber is coming to the plate. Red hot in the month of April, 20 of 35 in the month of April. He's hitting .384 on the year. 10 home runs, 50 runs batted in. He's on a 16-game hitting streak. 9th in the state in home runs right now as he takes that pitch for a called strike off a breaking ball in the outside corner. So he said 20 for 35, 7 doubles, a triple, a home run, 16 runs batted in, 9 runs scored, a walk, and 3 strikeouts in April. He's batting .571 in April with a .595 slugging percentage and or .595 on base percentage and a .914 slugging percentage. And he's riding a couple of streaks, a group of streaks actually, if you look at it. We said the 16-game hitting streak, which dates back to March 17th. 16 straight with an RBI as well. And 11 straight games with multiple hits. So he swings and lifts this one in the air towards shallow right field. Sheridan charging in, will get under it and make the catch. So Taylor gets by the first hurdle in Ambrose, who pops out to right. Two down here, and Alex Sepulveda will come to the plate. Sepulveda batting .294. 8 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, and 24 runs batted in. He's cooled off after had a little 5-game hitting streak that was snapped on the 15th against West Los Angeles. He's found a way to get on, though. In 20 of the last 21, he's been on base at least one time. As he takes that pitch for a strike, and the count is even at 1-1. Sepulveda on the 22nd against Glendale, 1 for 5 with an RBI. Struck out a couple of times in that game. It's this one on the ground up the third base side, foul, and it'll make it 1-2. Sophomore out of Crespi High School. Encino native. Just down the 5 and the 405 freeway from us right here. Crespi knows the Santa Clarita Valley pretty well. Lots of battles with local high schools. As this ball lifted in the air towards center field on a line, Diaz was shaded out towards left center, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. So the Cougars put 2 on, but Taylor works out of the trouble. We go to the second inning. Citrus 2, COC, nothing. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now. It'll be Jenner Armendariz and Santiago to face Corral here in the second inning, with Citrus leading 2-0. Jared Jenner, a 176 hitter on the year. Just his 8th start of the season, has not had many opportunities as he takes a called strike from Corral. He has had a hit in 3 of his last 4 games played. Actually, that's 3 of the last 4. It was 1 for 2 with a triple against Bakersfield last week on Saturday. As Corral gets him to swing and miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. To the right-handed sophomore out of La Puente, California, went to Bishop Mott High School. As that pitch called strike 3 on the outside corner. And 1 away here in the second inning. First strikeout of the day for Malachi Corral. As Jenner caught looking. 1 down, and Jason Armendariz coming in. The shortstop hitting .224 this season. 17 for 58 with 7 runs batted in. Has 3 doubles, has only 3 extra base hits on the year. As Corral pumps the strike zone with a fastball. Good breaking ball from Corral that time to freeze Armendariz. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the second inning. This ball fouled up the right. We'll do it again. Good pitch from Corral. Back-to-back strikeouts to open here in the second. As both Jenner and Armendariz caught looking. 2 down. And Nicholas Santiago coming to the plate. For Citrus, Santiago this year. .358 hitter. But has struggled on recent times. Just 2 of 15 over his last 5. With only a single RBI. Does have 4 doubles, a triple, and 16 runs batted in on the season. So he fouls this one away. Corral again, a fastball on the outer side of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 2 outs here in the second. Corral trying to work a 1-2-3 inning and get his team back into hit. Santiago takes that one for a ball down and away. 2-2. This one lined over the head of Schwartz. That'll get down for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Nicholas Santiago. The Owls with the base runner aboard and 2 away here in the second inning. Devin Diaz will step back in. This one fouled away by Diaz. Santiago this year 4 for 5 on the bases. Outside of Diaz, nobody really on Citrus lights everything up as this one gets away from Allenson. And again, the Cougars helping Citrus out. They put a runner in scoring position. And Corral continues to struggle with left-handed hitters so far today. For the Owls, 47 stolen bases on 53 attempts this season. Again, Corral misses down. He's behind on the count, 2 balls and 1 strike here to Devin Diaz, who walked and scored on the 2-run home run from Chad Green in the first. Citrus trying to make it an early 3-0 lead with 2 away now. And Santiago sitting out at second base. So this ball lifted down the line and left. Lots of room out there in foul ground, but nobody going to get there as it didn't hang up long enough. And it'll bounce off the bullpen mound and go out of play, and it'll make it 2-2. This ball lifted in the air towards right. Sepulveda going back will have a play on it. He'll make the catch. That'll end the inning. So a 2-out single and nobody hurt. At the end of 1.5, 2-0 in favor of Citrus.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Jake Schwartz, Colin Yeaman, and Ryan Camacho, the scheduled hitters, to face Aiden Taylor here for COC in the second inning, trailing by a pair. Schwartz will lead things off, batting .271 on the year. 39 hits, 11 doubles, 3 home runs, 31 runs batted in. The interesting part for Schwartz this year, he's really been a guy that feeds off the rest of the lineup. He loses about 160 points this year in losses compared to wins, as he's got a base hit. And the Cougars with a leadoff runner aboard here in the second inning for Schwartz, hitting .330 when the Cougars win this year. Just a $170 when they lose. But he starts things off with a base hit here. And the shortstop Colin Yeaman will come to the plate. Batting .354 on the season. On a 13-game hitting streak that started way back on March 28th. He missed 9 in a row. As he hits this one down the line, that's a base hit down the left field line. Schwartz going to try and go to third. The throw from the left fielder, Jenner, is going to be relayed into third, not in time. And into second base is Yeaman with a double. And the Cougars in business here in the second with runners on second and third and nobody out for Ryan Camacho. So Yeaman extends his streak to 14 games. And I know what you're thinking, well, he missed 9 in a row, so is that really a streak? And actually, technically, it still is. It doesn't matter if you've missed 9 in a row. It doesn't matter if you miss 15 in a row. It's still a hitting streak. So he's hit safely now in 14 games in a row that he's played in. And it'll bring us Ryan Camacho. Camacho did not play against Glendale on Saturday. Maybe nursing something. Had a 3-game hitting streak snapped against the Vaqueros on the 18th, but was 2 for 4 in that big home win for COC with 3 runs batted in on a double as he lines this one. One hot pass, Hattori out to left field. That'll score 1. They're going to try and send Yemen from second base. The throw to the plate, going to get away from the catcher Gonzalez. In safely at the plate is Yemen. Down to second base is Camacho. He's got a 2 RBI single, and the Cougars have tied the game at 2 here in the second. So 3 straight hits to open the inning. 2 runs batted in for Ryan Camacho as he hits a solid line drive past Hattori at third out in the left field. Yemen was beat to the plate on the throw by the left fielder Jenner, but it got away from the catcher Gonzalez. And so he was able to slide in safely, and the Cougars have tied it up at 2. So here's Dylan Dasick stepping in. Dasick just his second start of the year, batting .200 on the season. Just 2 hits and 10 at-bats. But hits in the 9th spot today and takes a breaking ball for a called strike. So Taylor, after a solid start in the first, gets into some trouble here early on in the second with 3 straight hits to the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. And now he faces the 9-hitter in Dasick with the game tied at 2. As that ball bounces in the dirt, Camacho has to stay put. Camacho 1 for 1, excuse me, on the bases this year. He's only tried to steal 1 base and was successful. As he stands out at second base. Dasick stands at the plate, will show bunt, brings it back, takes the ball up in the zone, makes it 2-1. Talk about it a lot. The Cougars like to play small ball, and one of the important things when doing that, make sure you bunt strikes. And so far as a unit, COC's been pretty good at that this year when they do decide to try and play that small ball and move runners around. Dasick going to get a chance to swing on a 2-1, but takes a called strike, so it'll even at 2-2. You look for the Cougars this year, 17 sacrifice hits. It's only 42nd in the state, but again, they've done a pretty good job, at least here at Cougar Field, of making sure they put the ball in play on strikes only when trying to bunt runners over. Probably won't see that now in a 2-2 pitch as Dasick chops this one up the line to third. Hattori charging in will pick it up and fire to first to get Dasick by a step and a half for the first out here the second inning. So 1 away, and Jovan Camacho coming to the plate, 0 for 1 today. Grounded to second to lead the game off for COC. Camacho. Lifts this one in the air down the line and left. Going to be a tough run for the left fielder. Jenner, he's not going to get there. His brother's going to be able to score from second base. And it's an RBI fly ball double for Jovan Camacho. And the Cougars take a 3-2 lead. It wasn't a hard hit ball, but with the left fielder Jenner shaded way towards left center field, the little blooper able to get down and kick away. And the Camacho boys doing damage here in the second with a couple of RBI doubles, or an RBI hits, I should say. And now Charlie Roca steps in, who singled in his first at bat. Trying to add another for COC here in the second. So it's 3-2 Cougars. It's Taylor into some trouble now. A couple of hard hit balls from COC with Schwartz with one hopper back at him that got through the middle. Then Yemen a sharply hit ball down the line and left for a double. And then Camacho another sharply hit ball out into left field for a base hit that scored 2 and tied the game. Soroka takes a strike. Two balls, one strike, one away. 2-2 count here to Roca. Jovan leading out at second base after he just brought his brother Ryan home to give the Cougars a 3-2 lead. As Roca down on strikes. Good pitch from Taylor. 2 away. First strikeout for Taylor. And I'll bring Andrew Allenson back around, who walked in his first plate appearance. Allenson swings and misses on a pitch on the outer half by Taylor. Allenson then asking the home plate umpire, was that a strike? Nods his head, says all right. Steps back in. Allenson, a big boy, 6'5", 230 out of Quartz Hill High School, the sophomore. As he waves through an off-speed pitch. Switch hitting catcher out of Lancaster, California. Behind in the count, 0-2 with 2 away and a runner out there at second base, and Jovan Camacho trying to extend a 3-2 COC lead after the Cougars trailed 2-0 after a 2-run home run in the first by Chad Green. Allenson able to hold up. Taylor being very careful here. He's way ahead. Now the count is even at 2-2. Trying not to give in to Allenson, who, as we said, is broken out over the last couple of days as he lifts this one to right field. Sheridan gonna have to back up and make the play. Thought he was camped under it, but it carried way more than he expected. Was still able to get to it and make the catch, and that'll end the inning. The Cougars get 3, though. An RBI base hit from Ryan Camacho and an RBI double from his brother Jovan. It's a 3-2 COC lead as we head to the 3rd inning here from Cougar Field.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Hattori and the Greens set to hit for Citrus here in the 3rd. As Malachi Corral comes out for his 3rd inning of work. Malachi's last outing was actually the 15th of April against West Los Angeles College. Went 2 innings, picked up the loss, gave up 4 runs on 7 hits and a walk. So this ball lifted in the air out to right field, back towards the wall, but a playable ball for Sepulveda, who makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 3rd. It's the ball moving pretty well so far today out at Cougar Field. 1 down, and Chad Green, who had the 2-run home run in his first at bat back in the 1st that gave Citrus a 2-0 lead, steps in. You got to do some work to take a ball in the opposite field on Malachi Corral. He's not a guy that's really going to overpower you on the bump. He's kind of crafty, works a lot of pitches, as his off-speed pitches, when they're working well, can be tough to hit. We've seen him go deep as another opposite field swing from Green that gets down for a base hit. And so Chad Green is 2 for 2. A 1-out single for Citrus. And Connor Green coming to the plate, who popped out in foul ground on the first base side last time. So Chad's seen the ball well against Corral, has hit it hard twice. And now Connor will try and duplicate that. This ball right at Yeaman. It bounces off him. He's able to pitch to second for 1. They're not going to get Connor Green at first for 2. But a good job from Yeaman just to stay with it and get the lead runner. So 2 away. Chad Green out 6-4 for the 2nd out. Connor Green reaches on a fielder's choice. And Jordan Sheridan, who walked last time up, steps in. Connor just 1 for 4 in the base pass this year, so not sure we'll see Coach Steve Gomez put him in motion with 2 away. Although it's a favorable guy to go against in Malachi Corral, as we said, doesn't overpower hitters. Mid-80s maybe on the fastball. This ball lifted out to right field. Sepulveda has a play on it, will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Corral, a pretty solid inning. Gives up a 1-out single to Chad Green, and that's it. We head to the home half of the 3rd. COC with a 3-2 lead.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Ambrose, Sepulveda, Schwartz, the scheduled hitters for COC, facing Taylor here in the 3rd. Ambrose 0 for 1, flew out to right. For Taylor, over his last 4 starts. This is kind of where he's gotten in trouble as Ambrose lifts this one in the air to center. Diaz has it in shallow center. So Ambrose 0 for 2 so far today, a couple of pop-outs. One down here in the 3rd. And Alex Sepulveda, who flew out to center field, hit a sharp line drive that hung in the air long enough for Devin Diaz to make the play, stands in. So we were saying for Taylor, over his last 4 starts, hasn't gone more than 3 2/3. Kind of where he's been getting himself into trouble is right around here into the next inning. So this one fouled away. Schielek went 2 1/3, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. A couple of walks against Glendale on the 15th. As he gets Sepulveda on 3 pitches. 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Second strikeout for Taylor. And Jake Schwartz, who singled to start off the 2nd, got the Cougars going in that 2nd inning. Step back in. Against Golden West on the 8th for Taylor, went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits and a couple of walks. Didn't factor in anywhere in that ball game. Started against West Atlanta April 1st, was a no decision, went 3 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, including a home run. And then March 24th against LA Valley College. Went 3 2/3, gave up 9 runs on 9 hits and a pair of walks. So it's a mixed bag for Taylor so far over the last 4. It's the 1-2 to Schwartz, checks his swing. We'll do it again, this time at 2-2. Before that for Taylor, his previous 2 outings were 5+ innings. 0 for 1 though in those 2. Started both those games but didn't factor into the decision in a win. As Schwartz grounds out a 1-2-3 inning for Taylor, so he gets cleanly through the 3rd. We head to the 4th inning, 3-2 COC here from Cougar Field. Fourth inning we go. 3-2 COC. Gonzalez, Jenner, Armendariz, the scheduled hitters to face Carell in the 4th. Gonzalez grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 1st. Gonzalez working on an 8-game hitting streak. Another guy with a long hitting streak that dates back to the middle of March. He had missed 7 in a row during this streak. 12 for 28 with a couple of doubles and 7 runs batted in. So this one chopped towards the left side. That'll get through for a base hit, so give him a 9-game hitting streak now as Gonzalez on. The leadoff runner aboard for Citrus here in the 4th. So let's get your scoreboard right. We are in the top half. So leadoff single, and Jared Jenner, who struck out looking his first time up, comes to the plate. Good move from Corral. Hard tag applied by Schwartz, but Gonzalez back in time. Gonzalez 3 for 4 on the bases this year. This one a one-hopper towards short. Yeaman stabs it onto first. Double play. Smooth double play between Yeaman, Roca, and Schwartz. Doesn't get much cleaner than that. 2 down here in the 4th inning. A 6-4-3 tailor-made double play. Two down, and Armendariz is coming up. For the Cougars this year, that's their 34th double play. They've turned 34 of them, which is 4th best in the state coming into today. So this one lined up the middle. That'll get down for a base hit for Armendariz. So a 2-out single. And Nicholas Santiago, who singled back in the 2nd inning, coming to the plate. For Citrus, that's their 27th time grounding into a double play this year. Corral keeping Armendariz close. Armendariz 4 for 4 on the bases this year. Pitch misses away. 2 down, a 3-2 ball game. So this ball lined out into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. So Santiago has a pair of hits in the ball game. And now the Cougars working on getting somebody loose in the bullpen for Malachi Corral, who's struggling through the 4th, gives up 3 hits. 1 to Gonzalez, then got Jenner to ground into a double play. Gives up a 2-out single to Armendariz and a 2-out single to Santiago. So it's runners on 1st and 2nd, and Devin Diaz comes back around here in the 4th for his 3rd at bat in 4 innings. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. So he takes a called strike and an off-speed pitch down the middle of the plate, 0-1. That ball hits Diaz in the foot. And so now the base is loaded for the Owls here. Zatori, who flew out and grounded to 2nd, coming up, and that's going to bring Ryan Paramo, the pitching coach for COC, out to talk to Malachi Corral. It's the 4th batter Corral has hit this year. It's just the 2nd time Diaz has been hit. Paramo trying to settle down Malachi here, who has given up 3 hard hit balls but got a double play mixed in. trying to keep the Cougars out in front 3-2 here in the 4th inning. Hattori stands in. Bases loaded full of Owls here as that pitch misses down. Corral still trying to get himself out of the jam now. It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Jin Hattori. Chad Green, who's hit the ball hard twice, standing in the on-deck circle. Citrus trying to at least tie it back up. Is Corral in trouble? A 3-1 pitch hit on the ground. That's going to get through the left side for a base hit. They're going to wave the runner from second base. Coming in to score is Santiago. The throw gets back to the backstop, and Citrus has taken a 4-3 lead here in the 4th inning on an RBI single from Jin Hattori as he moves up to second on the throw. So Armendariz and Santiago come around to score. 2 runs batted in for Hattori, and Corral can't get himself out of the trouble, and that's going to bring Chris Coe to pop his head out of the dugout, and I think that's going to do it for Malachi Corral, who's going to get through 3 2/3. So that'll end the day, and we'll have the pitching change in just a second when we come back.
Give me one of them for softball when we practice with the system for softball. Can you do that? Yeah. Can you give me a practice game that doesn't need to go up anywhere and then we just get used to pressing the button? I can probably figure it out. It's just one more button that I have to press.
Let me see. You're my backup. Let me see, make sure it's counted.
So John Barr will come in to take over for Malachi Corral, trying to finish out the 4th inning with 2 on, and Citrus with a 4-3 lead. Barr this year in 11 appearances is a 1.72 ERA and 15 2/3 innings pitched. Has given up 10 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, walked 16, and struck out 14, trying to hold it at a 4-3 game as he'll face Chad Green, who's 2 for 2 so far today, with 2 very hard-hit balls, including a 2-run home run to the right field side back in the 1st inning. For Corral, responsible for the 2 runners out there still, so we can't quite close the book on him. Goes 3 2/3. Gives up 7 hits in those 3 2/3. Walked a pair, struck out a pair. So face Chad Green, who's 2 for 2 today. Talked about Green kind of running hot right now. Give him a 6-game hitting streak. He's been really bad away for, not really bad, we should say. He's been worse away from Citrus College than he has at home. Hitting just .275 on the road, but not looking like that guy today. As he's behind in the count, 0-2. Good breaking ball from Barr that got him out in front. So Barr a pitch away from getting the Cougars back in. After Correll gives up the lead here in the 4th. So the Cougars once again will have to chase from behind. So that ball gets away from Allenson, and you can give Citrus a 2-run lead, their largest lead of the day, as it's a wild pitch from Barr. Going to be his 4th wild pitch of the year. It brings Devin Diaz in to score. It moves Satori up to third base. Citrus with a 5-3 lead. And again, now Barr just needs to get out of this as that one just misses up in the zone. Like to get out of it without giving up any more damage. So this ball lifted in the air to right. Sepulveda shading his eyes from the sun. Finds it, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. But Citrus gets 3. An RBI hit from Jin Hattori that brought home 2, and then a wild pitch that brought home Devin Diaz. We head to the home half of the 4th with Citrus up 5-3.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
So Taylor works into the 4th as he'll face Yeaman, Camacho, and Dasick, part of the lineup that hurt him back in the 2nd inning. With the Cougars now trailing by a pair of runs. They trailed 2-0 in the 1st. They trail 5-3 here in the 4th after a 3-run 4th inning from Citrus. Citrus 2 in the 1st, 3 in the 4th. Cougars 3 in the 2nd. They hit here in the 4th as Yeaman takes that one away and is way ahead here. This is where Taylor's gotten himself into trouble in the past, like we said. His longest outing over his last few, just 3 2/3. He's trying to work a little deeper, help out the Citrus bullpen a bit, as Citrus already has some bodies up in the bullpen getting loose, as that one fouled away in the count 3-2. We can close the book on Malachi Carell. 7 runs, 5 hits, 4 earned. Right now on the hook for the loss as a leadoff walk issued to Yemen. And here comes Ryan Camacho. Camacho singled home a pair of runs back in the second inning for COC. Trying to start something here for the Cougars in the fourth with a runner on first in Yemen. As he swings and grounds this one toward short. Armendariz to second for 1, on to first. An easy tailor-made ground ball double play. Pitched by Aiden Taylor, put together by Armendariz, Santiago, and Connor Green. And there's 2 quick outs here in the fourth inning after the leadoff runner gets aboard. 21st time the Cougars have hit into a double play. Dylan Dasek, who grounded to third his last time up, stands in. So it's not as though Taylor hasn't gone deep before. Went 6 1/3 against Mount San Jacinto. That was actually his longest outing of the year back in February. He gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 8 hits, with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts, and so far has held the Cougars to just those 3 in the second. There's 2 away here in the fourth as Dasek grounds this one on the left side. That'll get through for a base hit. Little ground ball with eyes for Dylan Dasek as it gets through. And the Cougars have a base runner with 2 away. Jovan Camacho coming back up. So Dasek has a hit. And for Dylan, I want to say that's just his second hit of the year. We'll double check it. Sorry, his third hit of the year. So a 2-out single for Dasek, and Camacho stands in. He hits this one on the ground right at the second baseman, Santiago, who gathers and throws it to first. A pretty easy inning for Taylor after he gives up the walk to Yemen. Gets a ground ball for a 6-4-3 double play and a ground out from Jovan Camacho to end the inning. We go to the fifth, 5-3 in favor of Citrus here from Cougar Field. Connor Green, Jordan Sheridan, Diego Gonzalez, yes, that's correct as I read my score sheet properly, here to hit against John Barr in the fifth inning. Citrus a 5-3 lead. Nothing in 2 to Connor Green. This one chopped towards third. Ambrose will scoop it up on a big candy hop, but he throws it away. Schwartz trying to stretch, couldn't come up with it. It's an errant throw on Andy Ambrose, so score at E5. And Citrus with the leadoff runner aboard on what should have been a sure out. So leadoff base runner here for Citrus as Green gets on the error. And Sheridan will stand in 0 for 1 today. That one nearly gets away from Ambrose. Not the start you wanted to the 5th inning for John Barr and COC. As Chris Cota opting for his solid lefty as this one lined towards short. Yeaman trying to double off Green at first. Couldn't get him. He was a half a step ahead back to the bag. So one away, and Diego Gonzalez, who's 1 for 2, comes in. So one away for Gonzalez. Barr's pitch nearly gets away, but Amber is able to keep it there. As Green stands over at first after reaching on the error. This one fouled away. So this ball chopped off the mound. Amber is going to be the only one with a play on it. He's going to throw it away out into right field. Green going to head towards third. He's going to try and score. So that ball's ruled a dead ball. As I believe it hit a Citrus player out in the bullpen. As it's actually going to bring Connor Green back to third. So the Cougars catch a bit of a break as the Citrus bullpen gets in the way. Connor Green going to the dugout. Now Steve Gomez having an argument here, or discussion we should say, not really an argument. Right now it's 5-3. The umpire's going to get together to discuss this. Connor Green getting told to go back to third and then getting told to go back to the dugout by his teammates. As they will put Connor Green back at third base. So the Cougars catch a break. So the ball hit the Citrus dugout, or Citrus bullpen. Somebody in the bullpen made contact with the baseball while it was live. So it's an errant throw on Allenson. puts runners at second and third with one away for Jared Jenner, who grounded into a double play last time up. Citrus threatening again here in the 5th inning. Cougar pitching staff been less than effective over the last inning plus. That one from Barr misses inside. Corral gave up 3 runs in the 4th. He gave up 5 runs in total. Barr unable to hold it for him in the 4th. Gave up one of those runs and has given up a couple of errant plays by COC. Really not his fault. Got a couple of ground balls, just didn't get any outs. 2 errors by COC, and they've brought the infield in here as it's 2 balls and no strikes here to Jenner. Barr 3-0 here against Jenner, who, as we said in the early part of the game, hitting just a $176 coming in. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground ball into a double play, but he's way ahead here, 3-0. And Barr in danger of putting the bases loaded, which might actually benefit the Cougars if they can get a ground ball here from Armendariz, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout today. As Jenner works a walk. First walk issued by Barr. So the base is loaded for Citrus here in the 5th. That one in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike the count here to Armendariz. This ball lifted out in the air to right field. Sepulveda going back, should be deep enough to bring a run home. Tagging is Green. He will score. The throw at second base is not in time as Jenner moves up. So Citrus extends the lead. They add another on a sacrifice fly ball by Armendariz, make it 6-3 with 2 away, and 2-1 for Nicholas Santiago, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles coming to the plate. Citrus had to be careful there. You got to get Green home before a play at second base. Is Jenner tagging? It's not normally something you see as aggressive base running from first on a deep fly ball, even with the bases loaded. Maybe you see a kind of a fake towards second to draw the throw and make sure that run gets across, but doesn't hurt Citrus as Jenner able to come into second base safely just ahead of the tag from Roca. And now Santiago, who's 2 for 2, has a 1-0 count here against Barr. Barr got a ground ball to third that was thrown away by Ambriz, then got shared in the line to short. Then a chopper off the plate that was going to be a tough play for Allenson regardless, but he threw it out into left field for the second Cougar error in the inning and their 4th in the ball game so far. Couple that with the walk to Jenner and the sacrifice fly ball to Armendariz. Now a 2-1 count here to Santiago as this one fouled away off to the right. So 2 ball, 2 strike count here with Barr. Delivering to Santiago with 2 away and 2 on in scoring position at second and third. Gonzalez at third, Jenner at second base. 2-2 delivery, breaking ball chopped foul. So another 2-2, this one fouled off to the right. And again, we'll reset it. 2 balls and 2 strikes with John Barr on the bump. Nicholas Santiago in the right-handed batter's box. Gonzalez at third and Jenner at second base. Cougars with Xavier Stoker out in the bullpen getting loose. This ball lined over the head of Yeaman out into left field. That'll score 2. And Citrus has broken open a bit of a lead here as trying to advance to second base is Santiago, and he's thrown out to end the inning. But Citrus gets 2 more. You can make it 8-3 in favor of the Owls here in the 5th inning as the Cougars coming up. An RBI hit from Santiago, his 3rd hit of the ball game. Give him 2 more runs batted in. And it's 8-3 in favor of Citrus. Charlie Roca, Andrew Allenson, Andy Ambriz to face Aiden Taylor here in the 5th inning. Taylor has worked through 4 and now has himself staked to a 5-run lead after a 3-run 5th inning from Citrus, back-to-back 3-run innings for the Owls. Roca trying to get something started for COC here in the 5th. Takes a called strike, 0-1. Big cut that time from Roca, and he's behind 0-2. Taylor with a good fastball away. A little extra movement on it late. Cougars can ill afford to lose any of these last 3 games. We kind of mentioned the schedule and we mentioned the games at hand here today. COC just a game behind as that one lined to short, scooped out by Armendariz, and Roca is down on a line drive to shortstop for the first out here of the 5th inning. One away, Andrew Allenson 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly ball to right field. Remember, Glendale, who's leading the Western States Conference, playing LA Valley, who the Cougars trail by a game in the standings right now. And Glendale right now with a 4-1 lead over LA Valley at Valley College. So you really got to think if you can get some help from Glendale here this weekend and pick up 3 wins against Citrus, you put yourself in a good spot to make the playoffs. We're right now trailing 8-3, so you just got to worry about winning this first one. Trying to make another comeback as Allenson way ahead here against, or actually it's a 1-1 count here from Taylor to Allenson as he gets Allenson to swing through another pitch. And it makes it 1-2. Taylor has fooled the Cougars so far here today, other than that 2nd inning. Set down the side in order in the 3rd. Gave up a walk and a hit in the 4th, but didn't get hurt, as he got Camacho to ground into a 6-4-3 double play, and then Jovan Camacho to ground to second to end the inning. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Allenson as he swings. This one hit on the ground on the left side. That'll get through for a base hit. So a base runner for COC. Is Allenson aboard. His first hit of the ball game. 3 straight games with a hit for Andrew Allenson. And now Andy Ambrose, who's still riding that hitting streak. He's 0 for 2 today, but still on a 16-game hitting streak, steps in with 1 away. Taylor's first pitch misses up. Right guy, right spot if you're COC with Andy Ambrose up there. So Allenson gonna have to dive back to first. The Cougars last time here at Cougar Field, I think got picked off 4 times in the ball game against Glendale. Still came away with that 16-15 victory, but have had some. So Ambrose lifts this one in the air towards right field. Going back is Sheridan, but he's not going to get there. He's kind of lost the ball. Ambrose is going to move into second base with a stand-up fly ball double. And the Cougars with runners at second and third and 1 away here in the 5th inning. Ambrose hit it high in the air. It landed maybe 15 steps of back or in front of the right field wall down the foul line. But Sheridan took an awkward route to it. He kind of ran straight to his left on the ball and then had to go back over his shoulder back towards the fence. And that, I think, is going to end the day for Aiden Taylor. Steve Gomez comes out to talk to him. Might not quite end the day. Gomez is a pitching coach by trade originally. Spent a lot of years here with Citrus. Did a good job with their pitching staff, and he's going to leave the ball in Aiden Taylor's hands here. Let him continue to go to work. So it brings us Alex Sepulveda to hit here with 1 away and 2 runners out there in scoring position as Allenson at first after a lead or a 1-out single, or Allenson at third, sorry, after a 1-out single. And Ambrose after that fly ball double that got over the head of Sheridan, standing at second base. So Ambrose extends the hitting streak. Sepulveda hits this one in the air towards right field. That's going to get over the head of Sheridan. Lands just fair. 2 runs will score. Sepulveda headed towards third. He will be in with a triple, and the Cougars get 2 back here in the 5th on a 2 RBI triple from Alex Sepulveda. So a single, a double, a triple. Sheridan was shaded way off the right field line again, and a ball that got over his head. He had to chase straight back to the right field foul pole. It landed just fair down the right field line for Alex Sepulveda. And now Sepulveda needs to be stretched out as he's cramping up going into third, trying to hustle for that triple. And Eric Buitrago out there trying to loosen him up. It is warmer today than it's been over the last 6 weeks, really. We've had some awkward weather in Southern California. And I know if you're not from Southern California and you're living in the Midwest and you're thinking to yourself, it was just snowing in Chicago 3 days ago in the middle of April. But out here for us, it's unusual in April for the weather to get down to the 50s and 60s as it has been. And it's kind of been back and forth. It was just 2 weeks ago we had rain during one of our games here. So we've had some weather in Southern California this year. Normally it's sunny about 360 days out of the year. Today no exception, but it is warmed up in a hurry, and that may be causing a little bit of trouble for Alex Sepulveda. It looks like he's all right. Kind of sprinted down the left field line, will stretch himself out, and now Jake Schwartz will step in, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning, trying to get the Cougars back within a pair as he's got a runner out there 90 feet away. Facing Taylor here in the 5th. So Taylor, who got past the trouble in the 4th, finds himself in trouble here in the 5th with just 1 away. And the 1 out was a hard hit ball from Charlie Roca that was lined right at Armendariz at short. The other 3 kind of just balls that found holes in the defense. A couple of them over the head of the left fielder or the right fielder Sheridan. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. To Jake Schwartz, we talked about, guy that feeds off the rest of the lineup. A .330 hitter in wins this year. Hits just 170 in Cougar losses. I'd like to see another hit from him here right now as this one bounces in the dirt. Good job behind the plate by Gonzalez to keep it in front, with the runner just 90 feet away. We'll check on the wild pitches from Taylor, who this year has 6 wild pitches coming into the ball game. Schwartz going to work a walk on 5 pitches, so it'll put runners on the corners here and 1 away. Third walk issued by Taylor. Now Colin Yeaman, who's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. Walked and was cut down at second base in the 4th. Stands in with runners on the corners. Schwartz staying put. Yeaman lifts this ball in the air to right field. Sheridan going back. Looks like he has a play on it. No, it's going to get over his head again. 1 run will score. Schwartz going to go to third. It's a fly ball double for Colin Yeaman. Out over the head of Sheridan once again, who is struggling out in right field. And the Cougars back within 2. All with 1 away here in the inning. So 3 extra base hits, all fly balls to right field that all have gotten over the right fielder's head. And I think that might end the day for Aiden Taylor through really no fault of his own. 2 of 3 balls that probably should have been caught. He's going to give the ball to Steve Gomez, and that'll bring us a pitching change here in the 5th with 1 away and 2 on for COC. And we'll have the pitching change for you in just a second. So the book not quite closed on Taylor as he goes 4 1/3. Gives up 10 hits. Struck out a pair, walked a pair. Actually 3 walks in the game, 2 strikeouts. Runs still out there. He's given up 6 so far. He's responsible to 2 out there on base. And he'll give way to Jake Entrup, who will make his 13th appearance of the year. A .950 ERA this year in 18 innings pitched. Has given up 26 hits, 24 runs, 19 of them earned, 13 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Opposing hitters hitting .342 against him. His last appearance was April 20th against Bakersfield. He went 2 innings, gave up a couple of hits and a run on 3 walks and a strikeout. As he'll face Ryan Camacho, who singled home a pair of runs back in the second inning, then grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th. But the Cougars threatening here in the 5th with 1 away and 2 runners in scoring position. As Entrup going to try and hold it right here and get the Owls out of trouble as that ball misses down and away. Again, if you're COC, you need this one. LA Valley trailing Glendale 4-2 right now in the 6th inning. That one misses away once again. 2 balls and no strikes to count here to Camacho. Had a change in right field as well, as Ronnie Woolert going to come in to take over for Sheridan out and right after he has struggled to find really 3 balls that were probably playable. Allenson's fly ball, Allenson had a base hit, but Ambrose's fly ball, he took a bad route to. Sepulveda's triple landed just inside the right field line, but hung up long enough that he might have been able to get to it. And then Yeaman, he just couldn't find the ball. Don't know if maybe the sun out today is kind of causing some problems, as we have seen the right fielders all shading their eyes, but 3 balls that should have been playable that he did not come up with, all landed without touching him, so they all go as base hits. Three 3-1 count here to Camacho. Entrup's pitch called for a strike. Camacho thought it was ball 4. Has to go pick his bat back up. And we'll step back in. That pitch misses away, and that'll be a walk. So the base is loaded for the Cougars here in the 5th. Camacho works the walk. And now Dylan Dasick, who's 1 for 2 today, comes in with the bases loaded in a huge spot for the young man with only 3 hits on the year. In just his 2nd start of the season, the sophomore from Golden Valley a chance to try and get the Cougars back to even. As he takes the first pitch on the inner half for a called strike. 8th man to come to the plate in the inning. Corners in for Citrus to try and cut down the run as Schwartz at 3rd, Yeaman at 2nd base, and Ryan Camacho over at 1st. Dasick, soft little blooper back of 2nd base. Santiago will make the catch. And so that'll bring 2 away here. And the Cougars will go back to the top of the order for Jovan Camacho, who doubled back in the 2nd to give the Cougars the lead at the time. Stands in with the bases loaded. So the Cougars bat around here in the 5th. 3 runs across. Camacho a chance to try and get him back to even with 2 away. First pitch from Entrup misses away. Entrup trying to get the hold here. That one hits Camacho, and he's going to go down to first base. And it's a 1-run ball game, and who else but Jovan Camacho gets hit with a pitch? 23rd time this year he's been hit by a pitch. He is number 2 in the state in hit by pitches. He is just a ball magnet, the poor kid. But he'll take it any way he can get it. And now Charlie Roca, who started the inning off lining out to short, will stand in as the Cougars bat around here in the 5th. And Roca now a chance to try and tie the game for COC. Base hit likely scores 2 as Ryan Camacho runs pretty well out at 2nd base. Yeaman standing at 3rd. Jovan over at 1st as Schwartz came in to score. Looks like the softball game is over already. This ball hit on the ground towards short, takes a big candy hop. Armendariz throw to first. That'll end the inning, but the Cougars get back within 1. 8-7 the lead. They leave the bases loaded in the 5th as Roca makes 2 of the 3 outs. We head to the 6th. 8-7. Citrus out in front. So we go to the 6th. It'll be Xavier Stoker to come in and try and hold it in a 1-run ball game for COC. As Barr goes an inning and a third. Gives up just 1 hit in that inning and a third. 3 runs, 1 of them earned. 1 walk and no strikeouts as he'll give way to Xavier Stoker, who's got a .551 ERA and 25 appearances this year. 32 2/3. He struck out 32, walked 24, given up 20 earned runs on 33 hits and 4 home runs as he'll try and hold the top of the lineup for Citrus as they'll send Devin Diaz, Jen Hattori, and Chad Green to the plate in the 6th inning. The first pitch from Stoker misses up. Diaz fouls this one away. Makes it 1-1. Last time out for Xavier Stoker was actually the 22nd on the road against Glendale. Went 1 1/3, gave up a hit. Walked 1 and struck out 1. It was a much better performance than 2 days prior to that on Thursday here at Cougar Field, where he went 5 batters, excuse me. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. Didn't record an out in the appearance. So Allenson can't hang on to the foul ball, so we'll stay at 1-2. Stoker sets down Diaz on strikes. 1 away. First strikeout for Stoker. So a good start for him as Genitori will step in. Hattori 1 for 3, singled in the 4th. Grounded out and popped out. Pitch from Stoker that time on the outer half. One ball, 1 strike. Here to Jen Hattori, who grounds this one wide of third. It'll go foul, and we'll do it at 1-2. 3-2 just misses up. Or 2-2, excuse me, just misses up. Makes the count 3-2. 3-2, one away. 8-7 in favor of Citrus. Another high-scoring affair here at Cougar Field. Stoker walks Hattori. Had him 0-2. 4 straight balls. First walk issued by Stoker, so he struck out one, he's walked one, and he'll face Chad Green, who's 2 for 3 with a home run. 2 runs batted in. Green made the Cougars pay last time they walked a batter than he came up. He's back in the first inning, got the Owls out to a 2-0 lead. A 2-run opposite field home run off Malachi Carell, and now he faces Xavier Stoker, who bounces the first pitch in the dirt. So 1 ball, 1 strike count here to Green, who lifts this one in the air towards playable right center field. Jovan Camacho coming over will make the catch. 2 down. That'll bring us to Connor Green. No hits in 3 at-bats today, but has reached twice. Popped out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and reached on an error. Connor trying to extend an 8-game hitting streak as that ball gets away from Allenson on a pitch in the dirt. And taking second base is Hattori. Kind of just bounced up. Allenson kept it in front of him but couldn't find it after that. And Hattori, reading ball in the dirt, takes second base. That one misses down. So way ahead here for Connor Green. Ronnie Wohlert waiting in the on-deck circle. He took over for Jordan Sheridan in the bottom half of the 5th inning defensively. Three balls and no strikes. Hound here to Connor Green with 2 away. That went over for a strike, so Carell gets himself back in the count. Hattori at second base. Can't let that run score for your COC after the good momentum you built yourself in the 5th inning with 4 runs. As Green chops this one towards third. Ambrose charging, will scoop it up, fires high, but Schwartz able to come away with that one, and that'll end the inning. So Stoker works around a 1-out walk, and the Cougars will come up trailing 8-7 in the 6th inning here from Cougar Field. It'll be Allenson, Ambrose, and Sepulveda to face Entrup here in the 6th inning for COC. Allenson, Ambrose, and Sepulveda. Allenson hitting from the left side here in the 6th. Was 1 for 2 from the right side through 5 innings with a walk. As he fouls this one away facing Entrup. This ball hit in the air towards left field. Jenner has a chance on it and will make the play as he's able to get back on it. One down here in the 6th. Here's Andy Ambrose. Extended his hitting streak with the fly ball double in the 5th, last inning. Ambrose now 17 straight with a base hit. As he lights this one up to left field and deep. That ball's way back. It'll get out of here in a hurry. Ambrose smokes one to left field. And just like that, in one swing of the bat, he extends all his streaks. 17-game hitting streak, 17 games with an RBI, and 12 straight with multiple hits in it. A solo home run, and we are tied up at 8-all on a line drive smoked shot from Andy Ambrose to left. Ambrose now with 11 home runs on the year. He's top 10 in the state in home runs, top 10 in the state in RBIs, with now 51 runs batted in. And it brings us back to Alex Sepulveda, who tripled in the 5th, brought home a couple of runs as he stands in facing Entrup here in the 5th inning. So boy, oh boy, Andy Ambrose stays hot, finds a way. This ball chopped towards short. Armendariz scoops it up. The throw in time is a good stretch from Connor Green, 2 down. So all of a sudden an 8-8 ball game. And I think that's going to end the day for Entrup. After giving up the solo home run, we'll bring in a bullpen arm to face Jake Schwartz. An 8-8 ball game here in the 6th. So Kyle Dixon, the lefty, to come in and face Jake Schwartz. Entrup goes an inning and a third. Gives up a run on a hit and a walk. For Dixon, his 13th appearance of the year. In 12 appearances, a 7.9. So 7.9 ERA and 12 appearances this year. 35 1/3, has given up 47 hits, 34 runs. 31 of them earned, 20 walks, 32 strikeouts. So with 2 away, here comes Jake Schwartz. Singled, walked, grounded to second. As he'll face Dixon here in an 8-8 ball game after the solo home run from Andy Ambrose a few moments ago. This one chopped towards first. First base coach Russell Holmgren will pick it up and push it back towards Dixon to some mock cheers from the Cougar dugout. No balls and 2 strikes here to Schwartz. Dixon delivers a breaking ball. Schwartz down on strikes, but the damage done. A solo home run ties the game at 8. Brand new ball game here as we go to the 7th. 8-all, COC Citrus. So in the 7th, it'll be Stoker to face Waller, Gonzalez, and Jenner. It's Ronnie Waller this year, 298 hitter. Took over in right field for Jordan Sheridan. That one misses down. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Ronnie Waller. It's 14 hits and 47 at bats, just his 25th game of the year. Only 3 runs batted in. So that one called strike 3. It was a 1-2 pitch, actually, and Stoker has his 2nd strikeout of the ball game. 1 away here in the 7th inning as Waller down looking. So here's Diego Gonzalez. 1 for 3 today. Singled, grounded into a fielder's choice, reached on an error and scored back in the 5th. Part of that disastrous 5th inning for COC, where they gave up 3 runs on just 1 hit, a couple of errors and a walk in that inning, but have gotten themselves back to even with a good 5th and a solo home run from Andy Ambriz in the 6th, as this one lifted in the air towards right center field. Playable for Jovan Camacho, who will drift over and make the catch, 2 down. So two-way, Jared Jenner, who's struck out, grounded into a double play and walked. Stoker trying to work a clean inning here in the 7th. Looking ahead for COC, they'll send Yeman, Camacho, and Dasek to the plate in the 7th. It's a breaking ball that misses down. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Pitch to Jenner. Stoker, who's behind in the count, 3-1. Danger of losing the 7-hitter. Gets him to swing and foul one into the glove of Allenson. And so now a payoff pitch upcoming with 2 away here in the 7th. That one misses down. And so Stoker walks his 2nd batter since coming to take over in the 6th inning. He had retired 4 in a row. So a 2-out walk, and Jason Armendariz coming to the plate, who's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly ball for an RBI in the 5th. That ball misses down. Armendariz way ahead here. Runner in motion. That one's going to get away from Ambriz, but it doesn't matter anyways. It was a 3-1 pitch that was down. That was a walk. So back-to-back walks issued by Stoker. And now 2 on with 2 away. Stoker had the first 2 batters, struck out Waller, got Gonzalez to fly out to center field, and now Nicholas Santiago, who's got 3 hits and 3 at-bats, comes in. So 2 on here, 2 away. That ball bounces, and a double steal executed nicely by Citrus as they read the ball down. Allenson did a good job to keep it from getting to the backstop. And Stoker way behind here, as he's struggling to find the strike zone after walking the last 2, and the Cougars with some action in the bullpen, as that one bounces in the dirt. And it's actually 2-1, so the scoreboard fooling me a bit. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count here to Santiago. 2 runners out there in scoring position with 2 away after a couple of walks. That one misses outside, make it 3 balls and 1 strike. So Steve Gomez thought that was ball 4. I kind of thought it was ball 4 too. Home plate umpire says no, that was only the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Now the umpire is going to get together and talk. If it is ball 4, it's 3 straight walks. And they say no, it's confirmed at 3 balls and 1 strike. Book doesn't matter here on the road for Citrus, as it's the home book that's the book of record. So it's not going to matter. It's going to be 3 and 1. That pitch swung on and missed by Santiago, so now a 3-2 count. And it doesn't matter, it's ball 4 anyway. So Stoker, after getting the first 2, walks 3 in a row. And now the base is loaded for Citrus with 2 away, and we come back to the top of the order. As Devin Diaz is going to come back around, and I think that's going to end the day for Xavier Stoker. So Stoker done, goes an inning and 2/3. He walks 4 in his appearance, struck out 1, didn't give up a hit, but he's responsible for all 3 as Harish Balacrondon will come in. As Balacrondon this year in 12 appearances, a 5.4 ERA, 16 hits, 9 runs. 5 walks, 7 strikeouts. He'll try and hold it right here. Jen Hattori stepping in. It's Balacondron's first pitch over for a strike. Trying to hold it right here. Keep it an 8-8 ball game. Hattori, the switch hitter, moves to the left side. It's a 1-1 count. Hattori 1 for 3 from the right-hand side in his first 4 plate appearances. Walked in the 6th against Stoker. Good breaking ball. Balacondron over for a strike. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 away and the bases loaded. 8-8 ball game after the Cougars tied it on a solo home run from Andy Ambrose in the 8th. And now it's a 2-2 count. Here to Hattori. Or actually here, excuse me, to Devin Diaz, as that one misses down. Sorry. So Diaz 0 for 2. Walked, hit by a pitch, scored twice, struck out and flied to right. It's a 3-2 pitch, so the runners will get some motion here on the pitch. Delivered, lifted in the air towards right field, playable for Sepulveda. Coming in, will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Balacondron does his job, gets Diaz to fly out to end the inning. And so the Cougars avoid a scare with the bases loaded jam, and we go to the home half of the 7th in an 8-8 ball game.
Should be 3-1, but they blew a 3-0 lead. Can't blow a 3-0 lead. Noxious as all hell. This is a new pitcher. Right? No, this is the same. I thought it was a new pitcher because this is. I didn't realize he's the left. That's how much I'm thinking. Yes, game 5 tonight. I won't watch it because I'll be home sleeping.
Home half of the 7th, Colin Yeaman, Ryan Camacho, Dylan Dasek, the scheduled hitters for COC. Yeaman, a couple of doubles so far today and a walk, is 2 for 2. Drove in a run in the 5th, scored a run in the 3rd, or sorry, in the 2nd, trying to get the Cougars started here against Dixon, who continues in the 7th. Yeaman takes that one away. Dixon came in to take over against Jake Schwartz in that 6th inning after the solo home run from Ambrose with 2 away. Kept it an 8-8 ball game as he continues on here in the 7th. This one chopped towards short, takes a big hop. Armendariz knocks it down and fires to first. Yeaman retired for the first out here in the 7th inning, 1 down. One away for Ryan Camacho, 1 for 2. Walked, grounded into a double play, singled home a couple of runs and scored in the 2nd. Trying to start something for the Cougars here in the 7th. We're in the 7th. 1 ball, no strikes. The count here to Ryan Camacho. As he fouls this one off. Cougars look like they have Jake Schwartz up in the bullpen trying to get loose. Lefty who's been their closer for most of the year, also their first baseman. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike here to Camacho. Ryan trying to get it started in the 7th for COC. Survived a scare in the top half with the bases loaded. But Harish Balakrandon was able to get out of the trouble after Stoker walked to the bases loaded with 2 away, and now Dixon loses a breaking ball up and away. So 3 balls and 1 strike. That one swung on and missed by Camacho. Good pitch on the inner half. Three-two count with 1 away here in the 7th inning. Dixon's delivery lifted on the infield. Playable for Santiago, who will run and make the catch. 2 down. So 2 away, and Dylan Dasek will come to the plate. Dasek 1 for 3. First pitch to Dasek over for a strike. Two balls and 1 strike to count, as that's going to get Steve Gomez to pop his head out of the dugout, go talk to his lefty and Dixon. It's a quick visit out to the mound to just try and settle him in here. That one swung on and missed. Makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
By the way, your video idea, that's an after the season.
Dasek down on strikes, so the talk to Dixon works. A 1-2-3 7th inning. And we'll head to the 8th inning in an 8-8 ball game.
Yes, we can, because the music is off of Soundstripe. And our Soundstripe, our account is connected to Soundstripe. No, I'm talking about oh, we can, I can. Or we can figure something out. No, it's not a fair use. You can't
So another pitching change for COC as Jacob Custon going to come in to take over. 4 appearances this year, 2.7 ERA. He's only pitched 3 1/3, given up a hit, 4 runs, 1 of them earned. Walked 3 and struck out 1 as he'll face Hattori, Chad Green, and Connor Green here. For Stoker, doesn't give up any runs in an inning and 2/3, thanks to some help from Harris Balacrondon, who goes a third of an inning. And got the lone man he faced. So Hattori now stepping in. 1 for 3 with a walk, couple on RBIs. As he swings through the first pitch from Custon. So big spot here for Jacob Custon, the sophomore out of Trinity Classical Academy here in Santa Clarita, trying to hold it at 8-all. So this ball popped up, first base side. Schwartz has a play, will make the catch in foul ground. And Custon gets Hattori to pop out, 1 away. One down in the 8th. Chad Green, 2 for 4. Solo, 2-run home run back in the first inning, and a single back in the 3rd. And a pitching change, or a defensive change for COC as well. As it's actually Dane Flashberg back there catching now, so Allenson lifted here. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So now Flashberg in there defensively for Allenson. We'll have to see what that constitutes change-wise. So it's 3 and 2 here to Green. That one over for a called strike, and that was actually 3 and 1, so now we're at 3 and 2. Scoreboard, man, it's killing me today. Three-two just misses. So 1-out walk issued to Green. So here's Connor Green, 0 for 4 today. He's grounded into a fielder's choice, reached on an error. Came around to score back in the 5th, takes a called strike. So we said we'll have to see what the change defensively does for COC's lineup. Allison could technically stay in there as a designated hitter. They'd have to lift Ryan Camacho in that instance, put Flashberg into Camacho's spot, as Schwartz getting ready to pitch would make it a straight 9 at that point. And it's interesting because Allenson due up 3rd in the 8th inning. It's a very important hitter in the COC lineup. And maybe that's what the case is. I think Allenson might have moved to the DH spot because I think he has the ability to play first base if needed. That one swung on and missed. Good pitch that time from Custon. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. This one grounded towards third. Ambrose scoops it up. It's a fair ball. His only play is to first. It's going to get away from Schwartz on an errant throw. Green going to try and head home as the ball out in the bullpen. And Green going to come around to score. And Citrus going to take a 9-8 lead. As Connor Green moves all the way up to third. As it's another error on COC, their 5th in the ball game. Now Wohlert will come back to the plate with a runner at third base. The infield has to come in for COC now. So the defense has not helped the Cougars much today at times. 5 errors in the ball game. Amounting now to 4 unearned runs. Good breaking ball from Custon that time, makes it 1-2. Wohlert struck out in his first at bat. Diego Gonzalez waits in the on-deck circle. Connor Green leading away from third. 1-2 misses outside. Makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like Chris Romero out in the bullpen trying to loosen up for COC. That's a good breaking ball from Custon that just misses up, and the count now full here. This one chopped foul. And a walk. So now it'll put runners on the corners here with 1 away. And Diego Gonzalez, who's got a hit and 4 at-bats coming up. And now COC going to have to put on a defensive play here. As you can see, Citrus trying to steal a run, leading 9-8. Good pitch from Custon on the outer half for a strike. Fouled into the Citrus dugout. So big pitch here for Custon with runners on the corners. 2-strike count against Diego Gonzalez. This one fouled away, and we'll do it again at 0-2. That one nearly gets away. Good job by Flashberg to get up and make the play. One ball and 2 strikes to count here to Gonzalez. That one misses up in the zone once again, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cougars have just not been effective on the mound today at times. Custon, who had Gonzalez nothing in 2, now gets to a 3-2 count. For Citrus, this would be just their 6th conference win of the season and their 10th win on the year. Leading 9-8 right now in the 8th. Trying to knock off a COC team looking for its 22nd victory and 13th conference win to try and keep pace with LA Valley. As it's a walk to Gonzalez, back-to-back walks issued by Custon. He's walked 3 in the inning, not helped by the defensive error from COC. And now Citrus with the bases loaded here in the 8th, and that's going to prompt another pitching change. As we'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard, Glendale and LA Valley tied 6-6 in the bottom of the 8th inning. So that would certainly not help COC. And we're going to opt for Jake Schwartz to come in. Aaron Ruvalcaba going to go over to first base. I believe that puts the Cougars now in a straight 9 here. It's the pitching change in just a second. So Jake Schwartz comes in, 14 appearances on the year, a 2.61 ERA and 20 2/3. Got roughed up in his last appearance against Glendale on Thursday here at Cougar Field. Went 2 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, struck out 3. 4 of the runs came on 2 home runs. But trying to hold it here with 1 away and the bases loaded, a huge spot. As he'll face Jared Jenner and Jason Armendariz at the very least here with just 1 away, unless he's able to, of course, get a ground ball, which Jenner has grounded into a double play already once today. So big spot for your closer on the year in Schwartz, who starts at first base, moves to the mound, has 4 saves on the year. And you ask him to get 2 big outs right now. Get you back into the dugout, just trailing by a run at 9-8. Aaron Ruvalcaba will move over to first base. Is this ball lifted out to right field, playable for Sepulveda. Tagging at third is Connor Green. The throw not going to be in time, so it's a sacrifice fly ball and a run coming across. Runners now on the corners with 2 away, and a 2-run lead for Citrus as Jared Jenner does the job. Sacrifice fly. Drives in Connor Green, so another unearned run. 2 runs across for Citrus, and Jason Armendariz will come in, who's singled, sacrificed a run home, bunted, or walked and struck out, excuse me. As he hits with runners on the corners and 2 away, takes a strike from Schwartz. This one grounded towards third. It's going to get to Yeaman. He's going to have a long throw, not going to be in time. It's an infield single for Jason Armendariz, and it's a 3-run Citrus lead here in the 8th inning. As not a hard hit ball, but just hard enough to get by the diving Andy Ambrose at third. Scored an RBI infield single as Wallerts comes in to score. And the walks hurting COC as Custon still responsible for those runs and still responsible for the runner at third base and Diego Gonzalez. As now Nick Santiago, who's 3 for 3 with a walk, steps in. and fouls the first pitch away. Sure, Schwartz can't hold it. Needed to get 2 outs without giving up anything. Instead, 2 runs get pushed across. As this one lifted in the air towards right center field. Going back on it is Sepulveda. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But Citrus gets 2 with just 1 hit in the inning, an infield single. And we head to the home half of the 8th, 11-8 in favor of Citrus. So the home half of the 8th, the Cougars chasing 3. It'll be Jovan Camacho, Charlie Roca, and then Dane Flashberg to hit here. As Flashberg in for Allenson, who I think was lifted after he took a foul ball off the hand. And that necessitated the change. Cougars need base runners here as they face Dixon in the 8th inning, who's been pretty effective. He's retired 4 in a row since taking over for Entrup back in the 6th. So he nearly hits Camacho, who's already been hit once today. Camacho's been hit 23 times this year, which is 2nd most in California. Shows bunt on a 3-0 count, takes a strike. Jovan 2 for 3 with a double and a couple of runs batted in. Was hit by a pitch that brought home a run with the bases loaded in the 5th. Trying to get the Cougars a base runner here in the 8th as he checks his swing and he works a leadoff walk. So the start you want if you're COC. Here's Charlie Roca, 1 for 4. Singled in the 1st, struck out, lined to short, grounded to short. the 5th twice. Was the 2 of the 3 outs in the 5th inning. But a big spot for him here hitting in the 8th. With already a runner on. Flashberg waits in the on-deck circle. Camacho not in motion. Roca showing bunt. Cougars may be opting for small ball once again. Doing a good job not bunting a pitch that's out of the strike zone. As Dixon seems to have lost the feel for the pitching mound at the moment. Walked Camacho on 5 pitches. Comes with a ball that missed up on the first pitch to Roca. Again, we talk about all the little things on the small ball, just bunting strikes. It's a little thing, but it's a big part of playing that style of baseball. It's often something, if you watch the Major League game, you've lost a little bit of, as big league hitters don't often get asked to bunt. Now, especially without the pitcher hitting in the National League and all designated, both leagues with the designated hitter, you really don't see small ball very often in Major League Baseball. So it's not something that's really taught at the levels there, and here at the college level, especially with the way the bat, it can make the ball jump with the aluminum bat. You don't see it in a lot of teams. With the Cougars opting for it here, and Roca's done a good job. Takes 2 pitches. He's up 2 balls and no strikes. Jovan does run pretty well. 11 stolen bases in 12 attempts. Camacho Roca gonna show bunt again, and this time he takes a strike. Roca not going to show bunt this time. It doesn't matter, as it was a pickoff play to first base. Camacho diving back easily. Two balls and 1 strike, the count here to Charlie Roca. Takes that pitch for a called strike on the outside corner, makes it 2-2. Big spot here for Charlie Roca. Camacho leading away from first base after the leadoff walk. 2-2 pitch on the way. Roca takes it away on a breaking ball. Gonzalez trying to bring it back to the zone and get the call, could not. So full count with nobody out. Leadoff walk for Jovan Camacho. Cougars just trying to string together some base runners here, trailing by 3 as this one lifted in the air on the infield. Connor Greenkamp makes the catch, 1 down. One way it'll bring us Dane Flashberg hitting here. So Flashberg in, hitting .231 on the year, 18 hits and 78 at bats with 13 runs batted in. At the very least, you got to try and move Camacho ahead. Cougars failed to do it on the first batter with Roca. As Roca was way ahead, 2 balls and no strikes, but Dixon able to work out of trouble. Got him to pop up on the infield, now faces Flashberg. Camacho in motion on the pitch. Throw down to second base, not going to be in time. Camacho stole it pretty darn easily that time. Off the pitcher, Dixon. Give Camacho 12 stolen bases now on the year, as it was a called strike to Flashberg, making the count 1-1. Gonzalez made a solid throw, a strike, but it was about a second and a half too late. As Camacho got an excellent jump on Dixon. Kyle now will work with the runner in scoring position against Flashberg as he takes that pitch down in the zone. Another check of the out-of-town scoreboard. 6-6 top of the 9th in Glendale, or in LA Valley College. It's the Monarchs and the Vaqueros in a battle. This one 11-8 in favor of Citrus right now in the 8th inning. Flashberg at the plate in a 2-1 count with Jovan Camacho bouncing around at second base, takes that pitch down in the zone, makes it 3 balls and 1 strike with Andy Ambriz, who's got a solo home run and 2 hits in the ball game, standing in the on-deck circle. Certainly like to get your big gun up there with a chance to tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. If you're COC, he's done it once already today. Flashberg waiting on the 3-1. Dixon's pitch nearly hits him. Flashberg works a walk. And the Cougars now with runners on first and second for Andy Ambriz. Second walk of the inning issued by Dixon. That's going to bring a visit out to the mound from Steve Gomez. Might end the day for Kyle Dixon here. He had retired 4 in a row before walking Camacho to start the inning. Walked Flashberg with 1 out after he got Roca to pop up on the infield. And that is indeed going to close the story for him at the moment. He's responsible for the 2 base runners out there. He'll exit the game. And a pitching change coming for Citrus here in the 8th. So it'll be George Gonzalez to come in here for Citrus and try and pick up a couple of outs in the 8th inning. Gonzalez this year, 7 appearances, a .675 ERA. Does have a save, 8 innings pitched, 9 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3 doubles, and a home run allowed. So he'll face Andy Ambriz, who has a home run and a double today, a run batted in, 2 runs scored. Ambriz has extended all his streaks. For Dixon, the book not quite closed on him. Goes an inning and 2/3. Gave up no hits. Struck out 1, walked 2. But he's responsible for both base runners out there. As now Gonzalez faces the dangerous Andy Ambriz, who takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Ambriz, a 17-game hitting streak, 17 straight with an RBI, and 11 straight multi-hit games. Chance to try and do some damage here and get the Cougars back within at least 2, with a runner out there at second base and Jovan Camacho. This is a 1-1 count to Ambriz. Gonzalez, funky delivery from the right-hander. Swings the ball down low as he looks in for the sign that he wants from the catcher, and Diego Gonzalez will drop down to the side as he delivers and sling it to the plate, but misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count here to Andy Ambriz. Last appearance for George Gonzalez, the 15th against Glendale, in an inning and a third, gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. Struck out 1, did give up a home run in that outing, so that's an important note. It's the only home run of the year he's given up, as Ambriz takes a big cut on 2-1 and fouls it away, makes it 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. For the Cougars, your big gun up there trying to keep a 1-out rally going. Can tie it with a swing of the bat. The sophomore out of Woodland Hills, El Camino High School, waits on the 2-2, swings, drives it to right field on a line, looping foul. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the inning started with a walk to Jovan Camacho, then Charlie Roca popped up on the infield, then Dane Flashberg walked. That prompted the pitching change to George Gonzalez and got us to Andy Ambriz at the plate. With 1 away, 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 on. 2-2 misses away. Gonzalez's delivery makes that ball kind of slide across the plate a little bit away from a right-hander, and it's a tough ball to pick up as he comes from almost behind you. So it takes a lot of discipline at the plate for Ambriz here as he waits on a 3-2. Pitch misses up. Ambriz works a walk. 3rd walk of the inning for COC. They've walked the bases loaded. Good discipline by Ambriz that time not to chase, and Alex Sepulveda will come to the plate. Had a triple in the 5th, is 1 for 4. A couple of runs batted in. Sepulveda this year does have 4 home runs. As he hits with the bases loaded, the tying run aboard. Sepulveda represents the go-ahead run here in the 8th inning. As the Cougars trying to do it again, back-to-back home games that come from behind win late in the ball game as Sepulveda takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. Schwartz in the on-deck circle. That one misses away. One ball, 1 strike to count here to Sepulveda. Bases loaded full of Cougars here in the 8th inning. That one misses away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Good pitch that time from Gonzalez. Kind of floats away from Sepulveda. Evens it at 2-2. Corners are in for Citrus here. Middle infield at double play depth. Outfield pretty much shaded straight away right now with the center fielder Diaz just shaded towards left center. As Sepulveda down on strikes. That's a big pitch from Gonzalez with the bases loaded. 2 away. Sepulveda down on strikes for the 2nd time today. And now Jake Schwartz coming up. Schwartz 1 for 3. Singled, walked, struck out, and grounded out. And Steve Gomez coming back out again, and I think it's going to take the ball from George Gonzalez and up for a lefty here to face Schwartz. Something you don't see anymore in the big leagues. You got to go 3 hitters, but not here in college baseball, so we'll take a timeout. 2 strikes, or 2 outs, excuse me. Jake Schwartz coming up, a pitching change coming for Citrus. So the pitching change will be Kai James, the lefty coming in to face the lefty in Schwartz. James this year, 13 appearances, is 2-3 with a 7.06 ERA. Does have 2 saves. Is getting up 22 runs on 22 hits, 17 earned runs, 19 walks, 24 strikeouts. Has given up 4 doubles and 4 home runs against 85 hitters this season. Does have 4 wild pitches, as that's important with the bases loaded. So face Jake Schwartz, who's 1 for 3. In a big spot with the bases loaded, the tying run aboard at first base and Andy Ambriz. You've got Jovan Camacho stationed at third, Dane Flashberg stationed at second. So Steve Gomez opting for lefty versus lefty. It worked earlier as Kyle Dixon came in and got Schwartz in the 6th inning on strikes. Opting for the same kind of matchup in a left-hander against a left-hander as Kai James faces Jake Schwartz here in the 8th inning. Bases loaded, 2 away. Schwartz with a big cut on the first pitch, misses. James starts off with a strike. That one almost crosses up Diego Gonzalez and misses outside. Gonzalez looks like he wasn't quite ready for that one as it came in. Kind of made an awkward catch, but nonetheless was clean. 1 ball, 1 strike to count here to Schwartz. Big spot in the 8th inning with the bases loaded. 2 away. Cougars trailing by 3. Schwartz hits this one in the air in foul territory. That'll get out of play off to the left. So a 1 ball, 2 strike count here to Jake Schwartz. At this point, just trying to keep it going here. If you're COC, move it on to the next guy. Now interesting, Gomez going to pop his head out of the dugout to go talk to Kai James. So the conference over. It's a 1 ball, 2 strikes count here to Schwartz. Swung on and missed. James does the job. Cougars leave the bases loaded in the 8th inning. We'll go to the 9th. 11-3 in favor of Citrus. be Devin Diaz, Jin Huntori, and Chad Green to hit against Jake Schwartz here in the 9th inning. Cougars need Schwartz to go clean here. That one for a called strike. So the Cougars will have Yeman, Camacho's spot, and Dasek up in the 9th. Diaz today, no hits in 3 at-bats. Has walked and been hit by a pitch, has scored twice. Schwartz pops a strike into the zone. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. That one just misses on a breaking ball. Looked like a good pitch from Schwartz, but instead the count is full here to Diaz. Citrus would love to add to their lead right now, just leading by 3. As Schwartz ends up walking Diaz. Leadoff runner aboard for Citrus in the 9th inning, leading by 3. Janitori, 1 for 4 with a single, a couple of runs batted in, a walk, and a stolen base. He'll try and bunt. He'll bunt it up the first base line. Schwartz is going to be the only one with a play on it, and he'll fire it to first. For the first out, but a sacrifice bunt working well. So now Chad Green, who's driven in a couple of runs back in the first inning on a 2-run home run, is 2 for 4 with a walk. And they're just going to intentionally walk him here and try and get to Connor Green, who doesn't have a hit so far today through 5 at-bats.
Did you catch that intentional base on balls? Jasmine? I understand, but she was still scorpion. You're distracting me.
Connor Green's had a tough day today. As we said, 0 for 5. He's reached on a couple of errors and a fielder's choice, so he has been on base 3 times. Just does not have a hit yet. Shadow starting to creep in towards home plate. This one swung on and missed. Schwartz ahead, 0-2 here. 2 on for Citrus after the intentional walk. This ball lifted in the air. Shallow right field, going to be a tough play for Sepulveda, but he's going to get under it and make the catch. 2 down. Long run for Sepulveda that time, but he's able to make the catch. 2 down, and Ronnie Wohlert coming to the plate with 2 on. Wohlert today, 0 for 1, struck out and walked, scored in the 8th, part of the 3-run 8th inning. That's the difference right now, and they're actually going to pinch hit for him. They're going to opt for Sam Rooney to hit. So Rooney, who's a .311 hitter on the year, 14 hits and 45 at-bats, but is 0 for 9 over his last 8 games played, will come in and hit against Schwartz. Takes that pitch down in the zone, is ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. So Rooney with 2 away and 2 on. Schwartz trying to work out of a little jam. Misses away. This ball lifted in the air on the infield. Ruvalcaba calling for it. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Schwartz does his job. Leaves 2 on. The Cougars will come up with 7, 8, 9 here in the 9th inning. chasing 3 runs. It's 11-8 in favor of Citrus.
Marshall. No, it's just Marshall. No, no, we got, he's not ours. We bought him. He's been marching for 10 years before he got it. No, Marshall. Marshall. America says it. The only reason I did that is because Amy is hurt. Otherwise, we did it all.
I would say I'd go if I was,
Me running around.
that's fine.
Like, embarrassing.
Yeah.
I know you don't. Neither do I. I was just trying to get through it and get away. Nightmare, man.
Yeah, I'd like to see you work on the pivot, tiny pivot foot on this turn.
Okay, first off, but
See the video once.
but when you're trying to push a 1,000-pound animal around the first barrel because he doesn't know the pattern, he can't turn it on his own. I'm lucky I got around that one. And then the other two, I was just trying to save my energy. That's why I was running and letting him run around by himself.
So it's Yemen, Ruvalcaba, and Dasek to hit here in the 9th. Facing Kai James, the Cougars chasing 3, trying to put together another come-from-behind victory. James comes with a strike.
28 or 26, Jack? Because 28's a pitcher. 28's a left-handed pitcher. I would double check that. That's what I thought.
Roman Robles out in right field now for Citrus. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Kai James trying to get 4 straight outs and pick up a save. As he gets Yemen on strikes. 1 away. One down, and Aaron Ruvalcaba will come to the plate. Hitting for Camacho here after he came in to take over defensively in the 8th inning. Ruvalcaba, 253 hitter on the year, 22 hits and 87 at-bats. Trying to get something going, facing the lefty, and Kai James takes a strike. As Ruvalcaba down on strikes and the Cougars down to their last out. James back-to-back strikeouts. He's struck out 4 in a row. And now Dylan Dasek represents the final out for Kai James to pick up a save. It would give the win to Dixon, who's the pitcher of record right now. Dasek today 1 hit and 4 at bats. He struck out his last time up. Dasek way ahead now, 3 balls and no strikes. Cougars need a big 2-out rally, chasing 3. James, after striking out 4 in a row, finds himself in a little bit of trouble. 3 balls and no strikes here to Dasek. Right down Broadway for a called strike, makes it 3-1. Just need a base runner if you're COC. Trying to get back around to the top of the order here. James delivers. Dasek walks on 5 pitches. Second walk issued by Kai James. Sorry, first walk issued by Kai James, and he struck out 3 in a row, not 4. Cougars get a base runner here, though, in the 9th. We go back to the top of the order with Jovan Camacho, 1 for 3, excuse me, with a walk, a hit by a pitch. Doubled home a run in the 2nd inning. Again, the Cougars just trying to get base runners right now with 2 away. First pitch to Camacho misses away. James kind of lost the zone a little bit. 6 of the last 7 have missed. Trying to get it back. 1 out away from finishing out a save, would be his 3rd of the year. That one right down the heart of the plate for a called strike, makes it 1-1. Not holding Dasek on over at first. That pitch misses away. It's James who throws hard. Misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1. Camacho fouls it off his foot. The Cougars down to their final strike. Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Dasek at first base. Cougars chasing 3. James set at the belt. Takes a deep breath. Checks the runner and he'll deliver. 2-2 misses up. Full count. So Dasek will get a head start here. So Dasek will get a head start. His run doesn't matter, though, at the moment. It's a 3-run ball game. It's really Camacho at the plate that's the important part. Takes the pitch, called strike 3, and that'll end the ball game. So James finishes it off. He picks up his 3rd save of the year, strikes out the side after giving up a walk, and the Cougars fall 11-8 to Citrus. A tough one for COC here today. The offense showed up, the defense and the pitching staff just had a little bit of trouble. So Citrus takes it. They win for the 10th time on the year. The Cougars fall to 21-15. We'll do it one more time here from the baseball field on Friday. 2:30 start time, COC and Citrus. Remember, we got softball on Thursday, 2:30 start against Bakersfield over at Witten Field. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, everybody.